Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we have a pretty interesting watch on the channel. This is from a new brand from Switzerland called Outsiders. Now you might have seen their ads on Instagram, which I definitely did. And today I'm actually going to show you the actual watch. So this is basically a $500 Swiss-made automatic diving watch. And basically their whole thing is that why should you pay $2,500 or so for a watch with the same movement and the same build quality as something, let's say, like a Breitling Colt or something of that nature, when you can get it for $500 from them. Now this is the box it comes in, as you can see. Just a plain white cardboard box. You do get a polishing cloth inside. The watch came really packed very securely from Switzerland. It arrived in about 4 business days, so very quick shipping there, which is very nice. Let me get this out of the way and onto the actual watch here. As you can see, a very nice classic looking dive watch here. It looks very nice from first, when I first took a look at it, and I've had some time with it. I'm going to give you my, my thoughts on this timepiece here. Now, the Outsiders Revolution does come in 2 dial colors. It comes in a blue dial and this black dial, and I opted for the black dial. I really like the little pop of red text below 12, as you can see, for the Outsiders logo. I think it looks really nice. Now, getting to know this piece a little bit better, let's start off with some basic dimensions here. We're looking at a 43mm case diameter. We are looking at a case thickness of 13.5 millimeters. And we are also looking at a lug width. Well, the lugs, as you can see, they're integrated here, sort of like the Oris Aquis. And it's about 10 millimeters here and 23. So it wears like a 22mm bracelet, basically, if you had any questions about that. Now, the watch itself is all stainless steel, of course, 316L stainless steel all around. As you can see, we do have some really nice, highly polished flanks here on these sides, and the other side the same, very highly polished, almost like a mirror-like polish, as you can see it glimmering there. And the tops of the lugs here are completely brushed, a very nice brush. Brush work, I should say. The brushing is fairly good on this model, and the bracelet is completely brushed too on this oyster style bracelet here. Now, this is a dive watch. It's a pretty typical look of a dive watch, not really a homage or anything like that. It's basically a very simple, clean looking dive watch that can go 300 meters. This case is rated to 300 meters, so definitely a true diving watch. We do get a screw down crown, and we also do get a screw down case back here. Now, the actual dial is actually a black lacquered dial, which is really nice, and you get that nice sheen. I don't know if you can see it from the anti-reflective coating on the crystal. This is a genuine sapphire curved crystal, of course, and you do get nice sheens of blue on it when the light hits it, which is pretty typical of anti-reflective coating. Now, the black lacquered dial does have hand-applied markers going all the way around, a nice double one at 12 o'clock, and it's fairly simple. We have our date aperture at 3. The date is in a white, the wheel is white, so it does match these engraved numerals on the actual rotating bezel. The hands are quite nice. Let me just move this out. The hands themselves are quite bold and legible and definitely match the aesthetic of the applied markers, in my opinion, and the whole bezel here. Everything really matches up nicely. Nothing really looks out of place from my eyes. It all really looks pretty put together, and it looks like it just belongs. Now, getting a little closer at small details, as you can see, the Outsiders logo is pretty cool in red, against the black. Gives it a little pop, a little more light to the watch, I should say. Now, here's the name of the actual watch, the Revolution Automatic 30 bar 300 meters. And of course, this is a Swiss-made timepiece, marked Swiss-made, down at the 6 o'clock position. Now, the bezel itself is 120 clicks, and it's a pretty good action. We have a nice coin edging on the side, which is polished. And the action is really good. Everything does line up to the 12 o'clock position there, so no quality control issues there. And the clicks are really solid with really no backplay there. And I really do like the bezel action. The bezel action is a big thing for most people when they do get a dive watch. That's the first thing that I look at, and this one definitely passes my tests. So kudos to them for putting good bezel action on this timepiece. Now, the crown, of course, is screwed down. They did actually sign the crown with the Outsiders logo. And also, if I did not mention, these are screws that hold in this bracelet. So if you want to remove the bracelet, you can use a small screwdriver, and the bracelet will come right off there. So getting to the actual movement inside of this watch, which is exhibited through this exhibition caseback, which is a mineral crystal, not a sapphire. This is an ETA 2824 Swiss-made automatic movement there. Caseback is screwed down, of course. Now these movements are true workhorse movements. They're great Swiss movements. You've probably seen them in many other watches I've reviewed. 38-hour power reserve beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour and holds 25 joules. And it does have hand winding, hacking, of course. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the crown here. We do get some pretty good grip on the crown. The knurling is pretty good. So first position is self-winding, which is pretty silky smooth for an ETA 2824 there. And then first position, we do get our quick set date. Final position, we can set the time here. The seconds hand will halt. Everything works pretty good. No issues here. Let me go ahead and screw that back in. Okay, so now the bracelet itself is an oyster style brush bracelet, and it is polished on the flanks there. We also do get a diver's extension with 2 micro adjustment links here, as you can see, 1 and 2, and a nice milled clasp with a fold over signed and a safety. The clasp itself is signed here, so the extension pops right out. You get a little extra room in case you want to throw it over a dive suit. Go ahead and fold that over. Everything feels really secure. Doesn't feel cheap or flimsy or anything like that. And you know, a lot of smaller brands, like some of the micro brands, they really need to work on their bracelets. Like this is actually a really good bracelet. It is using pins, not screws though. That is something you might want to take into consideration. But the quality of the finishing on the bracelet and you know the way it feels on the wrist, it does not pull your arm hair or anything like that. You know, some of the other micro brands that are charging like $500 for a dive watch with a Miyota 9015, like a lesser quality movement, you know, their bracelets are really bad, to be quite honest. But this is a very good bracelet. And it is quite fluid as well. There are no issues whatsoever. And I think all around, you know, it looks pretty good. Now here's the Outsiders Revolution strapped to my 6.5-inch wrist, 43 millimeters in diameter, but really doesn't wear like a 43 millimeter, I should say. You know, it fits my wrist just fine, just about perfectly across there. There's really not much hangover room, as you can see there. As you can see, that nice anti-reflective coated sapphire. And the bracelet really conforms to the wrist with this integration here, and I do like that. There's no like stiffness or anything like that. It just conforms really nicely there. Get you a little glimpse there. As you can see, the side profile wears quite low on the wrist, even though it's 13.5 thick. And there she is. So yeah, quite a nice fit on the wrist, definitely comfortable. This watch does also come with extra links supplied in the white box that I showed previously, so any size wrist, you should have no problem fitting this to your wrist. Right now I want to get you a lume shot. We have some nice BGW9 lume which glows blue, and it looks pretty nice on this watch, so let's take a look, guys. So here is the lume on the Outsiders Revolution. As you can see, it's quite bright. It does not fade quickly, and this is only like a 5-second charge from a flashlight. So it's definitely a very good lume. So in conclusion, guys, I think for $500, you're getting a really well-built watch. I definitely can feel quality when I pick something up and wear it. And this one definitely has the qualities of, you know, some watches that even price, you know, above $1,000 that are marked Swiss made. And I think they're making pretty nice watches. The blue dial one is actually quite stunning as well. If you take a look at their website, I will drop a link down in the description below so you can check them out after this video. But I think all the qualities are there of a decent Swiss made watch for an affordable price. I don't think you can go wrong with this one if you're looking for a decent diver that can go 300 meters. You know, has a good fit and finish, a quality build, and a workhorse Swiss-made automatic movement. Great lume. I don't think you can really go wrong with this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below about the Outsiders Revolution. This is a new brand from Switzerland. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. You can also read the written article on watchaddictchannel.com. Follow me on Instagram at watchaddictchannel, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.